My name is Samantha Severson, and I'm in my last semester of business management classes at NTC. I work at a family-owned shoe store in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and my mentor is my manager, Brianna Fossum. Throughout my entire time at school and at work, I've definitely noticed the importance of soft skills. If people have the same qualifications for a job, the decision comes down to how well they communicate and process information. I have a list of the soft skills that NTC instills in each graduate, and I would like to go over the importance and impact of those in my life. The most significant skill that an employee can have is the ability to communicate effectively. Communication is so much more than just speaking to others. It is explaining, describing, and keeping people interested in what you have to say. This is writing clearly, using the correct grammar, actively listening when people are speaking, and using proper body language. If you're talking to someone, maintain eye contact and stand still and smile. It is tradition in the United States to shake someone's hand when you first meet them, and it should be a firm handshake with eye contact, and that shows confidence. But in China, firm handshakes are considered rude and even worse to make eye contact. If a professional did not know about the difference in traditions, it could ruin the relationship. If employees cannot communicate to each other effectively, there will be mistakes, misunderstandings, and production will be affected. When my mentor, Brianna, is looking to hire someone, she wants someone who can teach the customers about each product and clearly explain to them the benefits of each one without her help. We have had a few returns to the store because someone bought a product that did not fit their needs, and that is the employee's fault for not communicating well. Brianna is always thinking of ways to say or do things better so we can become better at communicating. The next soft skill is also extremely important in both our personal and professional lives. The ability to act responsibly and take responsibility for our actions is a vital part of being an adult and having responsibilities. This is doing things on time, meeting criteria, and behaving in a safe and rational way. Brianna has actually fired one person for not having this skill. She found that an employee had been stealing money from the registers, and when she confronted the employee, she had to act professionally and calm to try to resolve the situation. She is now careful about who she lets have keys to the front doors of the store because she has had this bad experience. Brianna now waits a few months before she gives employees the keys. This has negatively affected her, Brianna, because she has to arrange her work schedule to open the stores, and that sometimes that causes challenges with the schedules. Brianna's advice is to always ask if you have questions and never assume anything. She would rather answer 100 questions than fix an issue. The next skill goes along with acting responsibly, and that skill is working productively. Employers want reliable employees who operate efficiently and accurately. Productive employees know how to use the equipment correctly and appropriately to start and to complete a project. My job at the shoe store does not have deadlines or due dates, but we are still productive every day. We can get new product and quickly put it away and correctly assign new spots for new products in between helping customers. Brianna is the one who deals with orders and deadlines, and it is her job, so being productive is extremely important for her. Her goal is to do whatever you can do as soon as you can do it. She doesn't like to put off tasks. My previous job, I used to work at a shift-based plant, a production plant, and I would take over for someone who really liked to put things off. I would walk into a disaster every shift, and it was a really bad way to start every single night. If we were busy at work, I would not be able to get to the problem for a while, and it would just create more issues. If workers are not being productive, the company can lose money. And from my experience, employees who are not productive are also not acting responsibly. Working in a setting that needs input from different people or departments can make it difficult to stay on task and on schedule. The ability to work cooperatively is essential to today's businesses. This can be working in groups, being respectful, using conflict resolution skills, and accepting constructive feedback. Since Vanderloop Shoes has such a small number of employees, it is extremely important that we're always working together and helping each other out. One person can work with the customer, while another employee helps run shoes back and forth and get different sizes. And this takes a lot of pressure off of me individually when I first started working there. So I didn't have to worry about everything. I could always count on someone else to help me if I needed it. If we did not operate as a team, there would be a lot more frustration and mistakes. We'd be running into each other all the time. Now we take turns helping customers, but if an employee is busy doing something, we'll skip them in rotation. And it didn't used to be that way. It used to be really frustrating to try to get something done, and then you get pulled away to go help a customer all the time. In an article written by Josh Burson, a management and leadership analyzer for Forbes, he wrote that, while there are still senior executives in the company, leadership has now become a team sport, where leaders must inspire and align the team, but also to be good at connecting teams together and sharing information. That quote was made after Burson interviewed nearly 7,000 companies throughout 130 countries. It shows the global shift focus towards team workplaces. When a coworker steps in and helps out without having to, that person is showing integrity. Integrity is honesty and acting ethically at all times. This can be sticking to policies, showing respect for others, and leading by example. An example of this is not to use a cell phone or Facebook while you're at work. It is tempting to look online when it is slow, but not while you're getting paid to be at work. Integrity is doing the right thing when no one's looking. Brianna believes that it is disrespectful to waste time on your phone at work. She thinks it shows a lack of care or concern for the company. She wants to see the employees always being productive, and there's always something more that can be done. If we didn't have integrity as a workforce, there would be more checkpoints put in place for us to make sure we're staying on task. And it could add stress on leadership as well, as they try to micromanage everyone to stay on task. The next soft skill that NTC wants in all of their graduates is to have the ability to think critically and creatively. Thinking critically is reading and retaining lessons and being able to apply them to the real world. People can think critically, can find issues that will come up before they do, make a plan to fix it, and understand what the outcome or consequences could be. Being able to think critically can improve the ability to find fact from opinion and evaluate that information. Brianna said that it took her some time to be able to think critically with confidence. She has always had ideas, but she was not always brave enough to bring them up. When Brianna became comfortable with the company Vanderloop Shoes, she had the idea to organize the work boots based on style and height instead of by company or brand. She noticed that most people shop for specific heights or specific items instead of shopping per brand. So it makes it easier to point out options for customers. Once Brianna saw that she was appreciated at Vanderloops, her ability to plan things out, and come up with projects got a lot better. Her advice to me is that as long as you're trying, you are not failing. Even if the idea turns out to be silly, at least you tried. If someone is not able to think critically, then they can be exposed to bad ideas or they can be taken advantage of. It is always important to think about a project from start to finish and consider the outcomes. The last soft skill that NTC teaches is to develop global awareness. The current world events and the virus has recently showed how connected we are. Things across the world can affect our everyday lives. The same is true for businesses. As technology and internet become better, They play bigger roles in our everyday life. We can get products from anywhere in the world. A study done by U.S. Small Business Administration in 2019 found that almost 300,000 companies exported product out of the United States. 97.5% of those companies were small businesses. And this export done by the small businesses was worth over $432 billion in 2019. This statistic shows that diversity and opportunities to learn more are present every day, and it's just such a big part of our lives. An ethical leader will be able to learn more about other cultures without stereotyping. Brianna said that she has seen more diversity in our customers every year. Brianna's advice is to enjoy the challenge of working with someone who might not be able to speak English or feel very comfortable with what they're doing. We always want to give them the best customer service and make sure that they understand the benefits of the different types of shoes. And if employees did not act with global awareness, they could accidentally insult someone or misunderstand what that person's needs are. So in conclusion, there are a lot of things that go into being a good employee or leader. Soft skills are necessary for anyone to do well in a professional or personal environment. It is only with the help from others that skills like communicating effectively, acting responsibly, working productively, and working cooperatively, demonstrating integrity, thinking critically, and developing global awareness can be attained. Thank you.